Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in and let's not waste any time here because we do have quite a bit to talk about, especially when it does come to the SEC, XRP ETFs, and what's about to happen. So let's start off with just analyzing the overall market. The market hasn't been, doing anything special over the last, 24 hours. I mean, technically, yes, in the last 7 days, we've been seeing some nice gains across the board when it comes to a lot of altcoins. But again, I want you all to understand that only a select few altcoins, like Ohm, for an example, right, are actually trading at all-time highs. Like, this chart looks beautiful. This is an incredible chart, incredible project. One that we were talking about back in the summer. And, this thing has been doing very good. But that's one of just a few. If we are looking at the top 7-day gainers here, and we just go to like Pancake Swap, right? Look at the last 1 year on this thing. It's still down 8.21%. This is what the all-time chart looks like. I want to bring this up because I want you guys to understand that even though right now things are looking boring or, we're just chopping, XRP specifically, right? Like if we look at XRP, this is the last month. The 1 year still looks very good on XRP, but this is the last month. Okay? We're still waiting for something to happen here. Now, at the same exact time, Bitcoin dominance is still just hovering around 60%. Fear and greed still at neutral territory, and the market cap for crypto in the last 30 days, like this is what the market cap of crypto looks like. We're just kind of chopping sideways. Not much is happening here. We're just kind of coiling up, waiting for the next big move. And, even if we look at the last 1 year, if we go all the way back to roughly like the beginning of December, since then, it's just been a chop fest. There hasn't been much growth happening across the board yet. So we're still waiting and we're still being very patient here. I want you guys to understand that, this market is not going to constantly just go up. We will eventually hit a wall, but, I don't think that we're there yet. And when I say that, I mean, I don't think that we're topped out just yet. I think that we have one last major push to the upside, and that's when the big fireworks start for altcoins. And I think that's very bullish when we think about that because XRP is already trading above, $2.70 some cents. But let's talk about a few things happening around XRP. Number one, do you guys remember I just made a video actually talking about a lot of these meetings that, Ripple employees were having with the US government, right? This was a post made by XRP Drops where we saw all of the images, all of the meetings, and, this is very significant. Well, the reason why I bring this back up is because we have yet another meeting. This is Ripple with the U.S. government. Brad Garlinghouse's trip comes at a pivotal moment for the digital asset industry. Many thanks to the members of the Congress and administration officials for taking the time to meet with Team Ripple. And this is actually from Lauren Beliv. Now, if you guys don't know who this is the head of public policy and government at Ripple. We have here, big day, and this is 1 day ago, big day with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse in town. His trip comes at a pivotal moment for the digital asset industry with the pro-crypto Congress and growing bipartisan momentum. There is an unprecedented opportunity to advance meaningful legislation that establishes clear long-term regulatory frameworks for the industry. Many thanks to the members of Congress and the administration officials for taking the time to meet with Team Ripple. So, listen, at this point, Ripple has infiltrated the US government in a big way. They're already having major discussions, major meetings. Will this lead to anything special? We don't know just yet, but I will say this. Lauren Beliv is a huge name in the Ripple ecosystem because of this post going all the way back to April of 2024. This is, before this pro-crypto admin took office. This is right after Ripple announced RLUSD. And this is at a time where we still were under that anti-crypto regime, if you will, in the US. And we have here from Subjective Views, Ripple and Stellar and the U.S. Department of Treasury. This is a roundtable discussion alongside Nellie Liang, Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, U.S. Department of the Treasury, where they were talking about, exploring CBDCs, tokenization, stablecoins, and integrating all of that into the broader U.S. financial ecosystem, including potential benefits for economic growth and resilience. And if you guys do know, yes, Lauren Beliv was the one at this meeting, sitting right next to Nellie Liang. And remember that she is the head of public policy and government at Ripple. So these meetings, these discussions now, they're very significant to focus on. Now, on top of this, it seems as though we have a very big week ahead of us because, we're not going to see these big moves happening over the weekend, but we have just in President Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, says some important announcements on digital assets are coming soon. Now, again, this will most likely happen this week. This week will be the focus for this. And will this pertain to the SEC? Because if we go over here, we have Intel. SEC signals path to ending Coinbase lawsuit. Now, that Coinbase lawsuit is a very big one to focus on, okay? If this Coinbase lawsuit is done, every other lawsuit that is in progress right now from the SEC, including the Ripple one, in my opinion, will be ended. It'll be done, finished. If we go over here, big shout out to Smoke Dog for this because he is quoting this post. We have SEC will drop crypto cases that don't involve fraud. Coinbase, Ripple. And this goes back to January 21st. Don't celebrate just yet. Potential litigation risk under the Trump administration. And if we scroll down, we could see it highlighted in yellow. Reports also suggest that the SEC is now drafting new, more supportive guidance and considering how to scale back or drop crypto cases that don't involve fraud. Now, from the time that this was announced to now, it's only been about roughly almost a month. And to a lot of people, that might sound like a very long time, but in terms of litigation, in terms of the actual government agencies, 1 month is not that long. Now, a lot of people will question, when is this going to happen? When is this lawsuit going to be thrown out? What's taking so long? And listen, it doesn't matter on how long it takes. We know that this is inevitable. We know that this case is going to be done. I mean, think about how crazy this is, right? We go back over to CoinMarketCap, okay? And we look at some of these projects in this space. And more so specifically, Trump and Melania, which I don't know if they're still in the top 100. So yeah, Trump's still in the top 100. We have a coin launched by the US president. I mean, listen, this marked a significant shift in the market in terms of the fact that, we now have a president launching meme coins. This means that all of these discussions around if these crypto assets are securities or commodities, all of that's done, in my opinion. Yes, there is crypto projects in the space that do act as securities. I'm not going to say every single crypto project in the space is not a security, but it's very clear that XRP is not a security. It got cleared in the court of law back in 2023. And even now, the SEC themselves are deeming XRP not a security. Big shout out to Matthew Lin Y for this, which, by the way, I'm going to talk more so about this here in a second. But if we look into this, and I just want to open this up in a new tab, he's talking about how an XRP ETF is going to be imminent simply because of this. We don't know if that's going to be the case or not. But we have here, right, a full breakdown of the actual case. We also have, a little bit of an insight as of September 2024. Ripple Labs runs only one of the 35 validators in the default trusted nodes list. And we have also that in light of these factors and consistent with applicable legal precedent, particularly as applied in the SEC versus Ripple Labs. The sponsor believes that it is applying the proper legal standards and making a good faith determination that it believes that XRP is not, under these circumstances, a security under the federal securities laws. The sponsor believes XRP is a commodity, as that term is defined under the Commodity Exchange Act. Now, we have to see what happens here, because again, this is a very significant post. It's a significant, sort of breakdown of what they're looking at when it comes to XRP. And there's a big spotlight put on the fact that XRP is, technically, not a security, which we always knew. I mean, listen, this isn't anything new, but this was dated February 14th. So 2 days ago, roughly. And, they're saying that they don't believe XRP is a security, which is a huge step in the right direction. But does this matter? Well, let's go over here to Eleanor Torres. So she posted because somebody asked her a question on, how the SEC officially labels XRP as a commodity. What is going to happen with this? What's the truth behind this? And they have acknowledged that issuers are applying for a product that classifies XRP as a commodity asset within a securities wrapper. The securities wrapper is the ETF itself, the same as Bitcoin and Ethereum. You've seen the SEC acknowledge quite a few of these products recently with other underlying assets. The previous SEC may have been thinking about as securities like Solana, Dogecoin, ADA, etc. Meanwhile, you've got the SEC pausing litigation over this very thing while the crypto task force works on figuring it all out. It may be that the SEC is acknowledging everything because the commission doesn't want to be seen as picking winners and losers. While it's definitely notable that they're not denying these products outright, I don't think we'll really know for sure what the SEC is thinking until they start engaging more on these applications. And yeah, that's exactly what, I'm kind of looking at when it comes to this. Like, it feels as though, especially when we look at the wording here, that it's mainly what is being outlined in terms of these ETF discussions, which is the fact that XRP under these circumstances is basically not a security, which is, true. It's under the wrapper, but we still need to see more information from the SEC itself. We need to see a little bit more motive from the SEC as well. But one thing that I will say is, if this crypto task force is the one that's working on figuring all of this out, I do have very, very positive, I have a very positive overall idea when it comes to what this crypto task force is going to do, which is the fact that, all of these assets that they know for a fact are not a security, they're going to be cleared. Because again, David Sachs is one of the key players here. David Sachs has been working with Ripple. They've known about Ripple for a while. David has also been engaged with Brad Garlinghouse on multiple occasions. So, they are aware that XRP is not a security. It's very clear. So I do think that XRP will be cleared if that is the case. We don't know for, certain right now. We don't have confirmation of this. But it feels as though XRP is getting closer to that day where we finally don't have to worry about the SEC. We don't have to worry about any cases. We don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. And then we can finally see the ETFs trading. We could see things starting to move in the right direction. And at that point, I don't think that we will be sitting here talking about, how XRP is stuck at a certain price. I don't think that we need to even worry about that at that point, because, all the shackles are broken. Nothing's holding XRP back anymore. And it's completely unleashed. Now, also, I will have to say that Doge, we have over here that ranking member Maxine Waters and Congressman Brad Sherman warns of dangerous consequences if Musk Doge takes over the SEC, because we now have the SEC potentially being targeted by Doge. And it definitely does make a lot of sense. We have here such access to sensitive information could lead to market manipulation, data breaches, and the erosion of our nation's markets, with consequences for our nation's investors. Furthermore, given Musk's long history of multiple enforcement actions by the SEC for violations of federal securities laws and regulations, the lawmakers emphasized the clear conflicts of interest this presents. So, again, we don't know what's going to happen here if Doge does take over the SEC or targets the SEC in a big way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen, because, who knows with these agencies nowadays. I think that the SEC has been extremely corrupt for years now. And when I say years, I mean well over a decade. If we go all the way back to the ETHgate allegations, we know that there's so much proof of, fraud and corruption, and it's just ridiculous. It's disgusting, to be honest. So, this would make sense. but there definitely is some conflicts of interest potentially there. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this, but I personally would love to see the SEC audit it. I would love to see an investigation into the SEC and all of the information that the public deserves to see, especially in terms of the manipulation of these markets, the corruption, and the fraud as well. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely have a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.